Before we take a look at my team for Matchday 5, let's take a look at how my players performed in Matchday 4. 40 points was my score, so a really bad week. At the back, Hennessy, Hector and Meunier got me some much needed points with their clean sheets, but Dyer failed as my last ditch captain after Payet had failed me previously. Dyer of course was subbed off at half time in what was an attacking tactical change as England were trailing. In midfield, De Bruyne was my only scorer, and even he seems to have been robbed of an assist, with the official game apparently considering Hazard's goal as an individual run, despite the fact that De Bruyne picked him out in the first place with a great pass. And things weren't much better up front, Bale getting me my only point with his assist. Muller failed to score once again and went back to being relatively quiet after his standout performance against Northern Ireland, and Lukaku somehow managed to blank in Belgium's 4-0 win over Hungary. In fact, 3 of the goals were scored after he was subbed off. So now we move on to my squad selection for Matchday 5, starting with my 4 free transfers. As always, I haven't confirmed these yet, it's just what I'm looking to do right now. De Gea has to go, after Spain were knocked out by Italy, and I'm looking at either Fabianski or Rui Patricio as his replacement. And given that I've already got a Polish defender, I might hedge my bet slightly and take Rui Patricio because I'm not really sure how to call the Poland v Portugal game. Dyer also has to go, and I'm looking at getting Giaccherini to replace him. It's again kind of a safety measure, given that I have a lot of Germany players, and I actually think Italy could get the result, so Giaccherini would ensure that I at least kept one player from that game, even if I were to lose my Germans. Ali has to go, and I'm thinking of replacing him with Draxler, mainly because of the lack of mid-priced options. It would have been good to get Hazard in, but there's no way for me to do that without taking a hit. Draxler at least looks like good value, and although it will be a tough game for Italy, I already have 2 Germany players, so I kind of have to back them and hope for the best. And finally, Perisic will go, and I'm looking at getting Błaszczykowski to replace him, the Polish attacking midfielder who scored 2 of his team's 3 goals so far. So that would give me 2 certain players for next round, and 2 that would definitely not make it through, and I'm not sure that's the best way to go, but at the same time, I can't really call the games between Poland and Portugal and Germany and Italy. I wouldn't be too surprised whichever 2 teams made it through. So if I were to make those transfers, here's how my team would line up. Patricio would start in goal. I'd start with a back 4 with cover from Belgium, Poland, Germany and Italy. In midfield, I'd have Ramsey, De Bruyne, Błaszczykowski and Draxler, and then Bale and Lukaku up front. I'm not overly keen on keeping the likes of Lukaku and Muller, but when there's so many other players in my team that need replacing, I can't really afford to take a hit to sell them. And on my bench, I'll only have 3 usable players, as I'll be keeping the suspended Rami, again rather than taking a hit. Hennessy is my backup goalkeeper, and Muller and Payet are also options to bring on from the bench. For my captain, I'm still to decide really. Błaszczykowski could be a decent option, and he's my only outfield player from the first day, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if that game was low scoring, so it might be better to punt on one of my defensive players. My second day captain will likely be De Bruyne, as Belgium take on Wales, and then I'll look to either Muller or Giaccherini for day 3, and I'll go with Payet as the last ditch option on the final day. So those are my plans right now, but as always, I'll post my final team on Twitter ahead of the deadline, and I'll also keep on posting my confirmed teams for each game day with my captain changes and subs. So be sure to follow me on Twitter if you don't already, and I'll see you for another Euro 2016 video very soon.